your host, Lee Adams, and today we're going to talk about history that was made in Bethel Park, the land of the orange and the black, and we're going to have some fun today. We have some kids from the school, we have a coach, and I'm looking forward to it. Our first guest was a Bethel Park High School graduate in 1990, went on to the University of Pittsburgh and played basketball there, graduated in 1994. 18 years now, and she's still a young lady. 18 years as a head coach, a varsity high school head coach. Aiden Butler, and 10 now reached double figures in Bethel Park. Her team has qualified, her Bethel Park High School girls varsity basketball team has qualified for the playoffs in all the 10 years she's been there. 3 section titles, plays in a really tough section. Played for the title in 2005, but this year, 2013, made history in Bethel Park as the first girls basketball team ever to win the WPL championship. That's why we have her here and her girls here. Please let me introduce head coach Joanna Burke. Joanna, it's great to have you here.
Thanks, Lee. Great to be here.
So, Joanna, let's start off with something that has nothing to do with basketball, and it's fashion. So, Do people, whenever you do the red carpet events after you won the WPL championship, do people ask you what dress you're wearing?
All the time. I get that all the time.
And what do you tend to lean towards? What's your dress for success? Which way do you go? Are you like an Ann Taylor, or what are you, generally speaking, dress-wise? Who do you like?
Dress-wise.
Who do you like? What clothes do you like?
I like Ann Taylor. I'm not going to lie. Ann Taylor is one of my favorite stops in South Hills Village. However, you know, in the line of work I'm in, I don't have to wear too many dresses. So, you know, those red carpet events for me are pretty few and far between.
Yeah. Well, the line of work meaning high school varsity girls basketball coach, right?
Right.
And with that, you know, are there any female girl basketball coaches that wear dresses on the sidelines?
I do think there are some.
How about Muffet McGraw?
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, now that's college level. I think there are a lot in the college ranks that wear dresses when they coach.
But how about high school? What's the norm in high school?
Well, I'm not sure that there is a norm, you know, kind of ranges. You know, there are a lot of male coaches as well. Sometimes the men like to wear the suit and the tie. Some men wear khakis and a school affiliated shirt. You know, some women do that as well. And, you know, there are some women that will wear the skirt and the dress. Shannon Boyle from Oakland Catholic often dresses that way. I kind of just prefer a nice dressy pair of pants, you know, maybe a jacket. Mm-hmm.
So you've gone the same way from Butler to Bethel?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yes.
So do the girls talk about these things? Do they talk about fashion, the girls on your team?
Well, they do a little bit. I've had, you know, a few younger assistants. This past season I had Katie Kendall helping me out, who once played, maybe about 5 years ago or 6 years ago now, she played for me. And the girls are very much into what she's wearing.
Oh, I think I remember her, because she's very different than your typical coaching staff fashion statement.
Yes. I mean, she dresses very young and very hip. The girls love her high heel shoes. You know, I don't think they care too much about what I wear, and that's just fine with me.
So you're noticing that they're liking what she's doing?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
They're definitely liking that.
So would she be the good cop and you're the bad cop?
Well, in general, I'm probably the bad cop.
Yeah.
But fashion-wise, I hope I'm not the bad cop. I'm just, it's just a more subdued cop.
But do you like to get dressed up in general?
I don't mind. I do like to look nice for coaching, and it gives me a reason, you know, to kind of to fix up and get nice because I do stay home with my kids a lot of the time. There's not much reason to get out of basketball gear,
you
know.
Yeah. So if there was like a best dressed and worst dressed high school basketball coaching list, do you think that you would think about it a little bit more?
Well, I don't know. Maybe I would think about it a little bit more, but I do feel as if I try pretty hard now to look my best.
Yeah. I think you do, and I don't know why I bring this up. It's just stream of consciousness here. We try to talk about everything and fun things, but getting back to male basketball coaches for girls teams. What do you think? Do you think there's a palpable difference between how a female and how a male coach a high school girls basketball team?
Well, you know, I can't say what the real differences are. I could say what the obvious differences would be. You know, the fact that women coaching young women may have a little more in common with them in that, you know, we've kind of gone through the same things that they're going through at the high school level. And so I think in that regard, you know, we can serve as a good role model for them. However, I don't know that it matters. I mean, growing up, I played for only male coaches, and I saw no issue with that, had no issue with that, was pleased with the coaches that I played for. So I think it's just a matter of how the coaches treat the kids and what you want to get out of the coaching experience, which is hopefully, you know, making a good impression and leaving some kind of positive influence on the kids' lives that you're involved with.
You know, I've always, one of the things that I've admired about your teams is how hard they play. Your girls really get after it, and I think that that's part of the reason for your success. I think you guys really get after it on the defensive end, and you hustle, and you're hard-nosed, and you're not afraid of contact. I think it's one thing that I've always noticed about your teams at Bethel Park. Now, question is, how do you get these girls to play so hard?
Well, you know, I think a lot of it is that they are motivated. They want to win. They understand that they put a lot of hard work and time and commitment into playing basketball at the high school level. So I think when you put all of that time and effort into something, you have to kind of feel some passion for it, and I think they are passionate about playing. You know, and then again, it's also kind of what we expect. You know, I mean, if you're going to play basketball at Bethel Park High School, you have to play hard. It's just kind of expected. If you don't play hard, you're probably not going to get a chance to play too much.
So basically, that's, you know, the rule there then is if you want to play, you have to play hard.
Sure.
For your team.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the basics. But I see a lot of high school basketball teams. I see a lot of them out there, and I just think your team is on that upper echelon in terms of effort and grittiness and toughness, and I think that's been part of your success. Now, is there anything you do though when you see girls not giving you the effort, other than benching them? Okay, what do you do to try to light a fire whenever they're not really giving you that defensive effort that you know you need to deal with some of the teams that you have to play?
Well, running is always a good motivator for a lot of the kids. You know, we kind of have things where, you know, if we get out rebounded by another team, then we're running in practice the next day. If, you know, in general, we kind of say, you know, if we're not hustling enough, or, you know, if we're getting beaten, running is a good motivator. Plus, you know, we try to get back to the basics with the kids and remind them of why we're doing this, and the fact that I think what you're saying is that you think that we play hard, and I do think a lot of that is on the defensive end, you know, and we kind of pride ourselves in our defense, and it's kind of built upon itself over the last few seasons. So it's kind of one of those things that I think the kids kind of just understand as they come along and up in through the program, that we play defense here.
This has been part of the program.
Yeah.
It's the expectation that you've established when you got here, and it's just built upon itself.
Yes.
Yeah. So with your team this year, prior to the season, you've had some good teams. I mean, very good teams. And unfortunately, you've had to deal with a couple of other teams in the South Hills that have been very good, when your teams have been very good.
Right.
But this year, you have another good team. And so what were your expectations? Because you weren't very old, were you? I mean, how many seniors did you start?
Started one senior and
Yeah.
only had two on the team.
Yeah, so I mean, you're a fairly young team. So what were your expectations going into the year?
Well, we kind of felt like we had a chance to be right there in the mix. You know, every year we set some high expectations for ourselves. We want to be, first and foremost, we always want to be a playoff team. You know, and at the beginning of this season, we felt like not only could we be a playoff team, but maybe we could be in the run for a section championship. We could be in a run for a WPIAL championship as long as people stayed healthy and we played to our potential and those kinds of things. So those were definite goals for us that we spoke about early and often this season.
In your wildest dreams, were you thinking WPIAL championship?
Well, I think we were thinking it. I think you have to think it. So we were thinking it, and it was our ultimate goal. But, you know, we hadn't been playing particularly well at the end of our season, the regular season. So heading into the playoffs, we kind of really stepped back, I think, and didn't look to the WPIAL championship, but just looked to win the game in front of us and to play well because we had struggled down the stretch.
So what do you think the keys were this year for you setting this historical moment with Bethel Park girls winning the first WPIAL championship in school history? What do you think the keys were in that playoff run? Because you're saying that you were not peaking at that time. What do you think took you to the title?
Well, I think one thing, truthfully, that really helped was to just get out of our section. Our section is difficult, and we lost to Mount Lebanon late in the season, and then we lost a real heartbreaker at Baldwin late in the season. And you know, you get to know one another so well when you play each other in the section that it just kind of becomes like a chess match. And I felt like we have a better chance against teams outside of our section. And I think the girls felt that way too. I mean, it was almost a relief because we knew we played in the most difficult section, and if we could get out and face some other teams, we felt better about our chances. And fortunately for us, we didn't have to face a section opponent until the WPIAL championship game.
Yeah, so that was how the draw came. You had Char Valley and Mount Lebanon had to play each other, and you guys come the other. So that was probably, when you looked at that, were you happy with the draw?
Absolutely. Yeah. I was very happy with the draw to realize that we would not be playing a section opponent until, you know, the semifinal or the final, dependent upon, I think Baldwin was on our side as well, and whatever they would do. But that really helped us out.
How did people at the school and everybody, how did they receive winning this? I mean, what was it like to win that?
Well, I think you know, it was just exciting, and it was something that had never happened before. I think maybe we were almost unsure of how to react, you know, and I know that the girls were so excited and were really just on cloud nine. It was kind of, you know, one of those, did we just win? We just won that, right? And it's been really nice because ever since we've won, you know, the girls have gotten recognized at the school board meeting, at the municipal board meeting, even at a city council meeting.
And they're all going to be on TV.
And they're going to be on TV, so it just seems to keep on the gift that keeps on giving this WPIAL championship.
Yeah. People love a winner, don't they,
Sure
John?
do. They sure do.
Well, I was happy that you guys were able to do that. But then, you know, you go and you win this wonderful championship, and then the PIAA comes and just with this crazy draw, you end up with like one of the other better teams. I mean, did you scratch your head with that?
Well, you know, prior to winning the WPIAL championship, I said, you know, if we win the WPIAL championship, I don't care if we play the Lakers in the first round because we would just be so happy that we won the WPIAL championship. But then, of course, as it played out after we won and we realized that we were going to have to play Mount Lebanon in the first round, we weren't happy with that, you know, because I think it's difficult, and I think that this group, being a little bit younger, had a hard time coming back down from the WPIAL championship win to find motivation to go forward and try to make another run. You know, I hope that will come with experience with these kids. But it was a difficult task for us, and especially to face a Mount Lebanon team that was coming off of a loss that rarely ever loses, let alone loses 2 games in a row. You know, so we knew that it would be a difficult game for us, of course, once again back in our section. And, you know, we shot the ball terribly that night. And that had been a problem of ours all season. In the games that we lost, we did not score 40 points. And that's what happened to us that night. Well,
you had a big crowd that night. That's one of the things I do remember. And I just thought about Well, the Bethel people, not that they don't support you, because I think they do support you, but they really supported you that night. And I think, I was just thinking to myself, well, you just won the WPL Championship. Let's jump on that train. And there was a lot of orange and black in the stands that night. But, you know, truthfully, yeah, you didn't shoot the ball well, but that game was very close. I mean, it's not like there was no blowout there. You were in that game. You could have won that game, but I just thought it was a horrible draw. And what a reward to be given that as a first-round game after winning the WPL Championship. It made no sense to anybody in the know in high school basketball, but it's just the PIAA, they don't redraw.
No.
It is a 7-5, a 7-1, or whatever it is, and that's who plays who.
Exactly.
And a lot of people in that gym felt that you two teams were two of the best teams in the western side of the state, and to play in the first round was just ridiculous. But it was what it was.
Right.
You know, and you got to beat whoever to get to where you want to go anyway.
You do, and we can't make excuses for it, and, you know, it's the way that it is, and hopefully we can avoid that same scenario in the future.
Yeah, and we don't want to focus on that because, truthfully, you winning the WPL Championship was such a special time for you and your girls. What was it like playing in what do we call this gym these days? What's the nicknames for the gym? The beautiful gym that you're in right now. Are they have nicknames for that place?
Our gym at Bethel Park? Yeah. No, not really. We don't really have a nickname.
Name it. We should name it.
Well, they have a sign, I think, that hangs, they painted on the wall. I think it says Hawk's Nest or something.
Hawk's Nest.
I don't ever refer to it as that, and neither do the girls.
No?
No, it's just our gym.
Okay. So how did you like playing there this year?
We liked it a lot. I think at the end of the previous season, we played 3 games there when we first opened the new school, and it was different. It was a little difficult, I thought. Those games, it was almost as if we didn't have a home court advantage because we had only just been getting used to that court ourselves because of, you know, on either end there's no wall on either end, so some people say that affects how they shoot with the depth perception, but this year we loved it. I mean, it's just gorgeous.
Absolutely.
And you know, everybody that comes in thinks it's so nice, and we're very fortunate to have such a nice facility.
It's absolutely stunning. It was beautiful. We walked in, everybody's raving about it. It's like a college gymnasium.
Yes.
It's really beautiful. You know, I want to give you some. I have a packet of all this stuff, but I want to give you something, and I've never done this in like 18 years of doing the show. I haven't given anybody presents, but I'm giving you a present because of you setting history in Bethel Park and how many good teams you've had, and you've had to deal with this tough section for all these years. And, you know, I truthfully felt that you have had one of the best teams in the state in many, many of those years. And it's tough, but because you have to play in this brutal section, not everybody knows that. So I thought I want to go. I was thinking about getting you something, and then Deb Comley, who lives in Bethel Park, she had this business called Steel City Novelties, and she's not doing this business any longer. But she has these Bethel Park Hawk kind of pins. When you open it up, they kind of like. They light up and stuff. They go back and forth. So,
very nice.
So it's really nice. I want to give some of your girls these also, but I'm going to give you like a packet of this, and you can give this to your girls. I think there might be around 50-ish there.
Thank you very much, Lee.
But it's something for you to give to the girls, as you know, our shows and Deb Comley appreciation for all the hard work that you've really put forth, but not everybody knew how really special you guys were and your team is. And I knew it, but not everybody knew it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just give that to you because I just think I'm really so happy that you won. I really am.
Thank you.
I mean, you know that I'm affiliated with another team in the South Hills, but
right.
And you know, but we can't win every year. So we want the good guys to win when other teams can't win, and you guys are the good guys. I really believe that, and I've always been a fan of you and your girls because I just think you guys have a wonderful program.
Thank you very much, Lee.
You're welcome. So we're almost done. Just tell us about your family. How old are the kids now?
Well, my daughter is almost 8 years old, and my son is almost 4 years old.
So we're in school and maybe preschool.
Yeah, my daughter is finishing up first grade this year, and my son will be in preschool in the fall. They're getting old, and so am I.
You gonna have any more, Joanna?
Oh no, I'm too old for that.
Joanna, imagine we can have a basketball team.
Nope.
No. Are they going to be basketball players?
Well, I hope my daughter likes basketball right now. My son could care less about anything but superheroes at this time.
He's 4.
Yeah.
It's young.
Right.
But I would love to see your daughter playing for you. That would be
So would I. I'd have to be around that long.
I hope you are. I hope I am too. I hope
right.
we're both around that long to see that.
Sure, me too.
What's her name?
Her name's Logan.
Logan. So are you teaching her how to handle the ball?
Yeah, we do that kind of thing. My husband's real big into it. He just takes her and goes, and they do all kind of things sports-wise. But she played in a league over the winter, and she does a little of everything right now, seeing what she likes.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I'm glad you could come and spend some time with us. I'm really happy for your success this year, and my best wishes are always with you.
Thank you so much for having me, Lee.
You're welcome.
Sooner or later, it's going to hit you that you have to save for your retirement. Do you know how much you'll need? It's easy to figure out. The choice is clear. For a happy ending, choose to save.
Hide and seek? No. Kids often withdraw when their needs aren't being met. So it's up to us as parents to communicate with them. And once they know we care, well, we don't really have to say much at all. From the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints.
Welcome back. Now we have 3 of the young ladies who helped make history here at Bethel Park High School, and we have a sophomore to my left, Katie Chess. Thanks for coming, Katie.
Thanks for having me.
And next to Katie is Harper Zimmer, a junior. Harper, it's nice to have you here.
It's nice to be here.
And then a senior, Mariah Penasino. Mariah, it's great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So, Katie, you run track. You're on the track team also. What do you do there?
I throw discus and javelin.
Like, how hard is that?
Javelin is very hard.
What's hard about it? You got this like long pole. It's like running with like a big piece of tree. So what do you do? What do you do with that?
Well, you're supposed to throw it nice and light. Mine usually flips back around, comes at me.
Oh, really? Has it ever hit you?
It's come back.
Oh my gosh! I cringe just thinking of that. You got to be careful out there. So the javelin and the discus.
Yes.
Shot put?
No.
You're not feeling the shot put. No. Yeah. Okay. So do you like that?
Yeah.
Do you? Well, that's nice. That's nice. Now, Harper, you play golf.
Yeah.
So what's up with that? Have you always been playing for a long time?
My dad introduced me to it. I have 2 sisters, and out of all of them, I was the only one who liked sports, so he would always take me out. And I joined the school team in 9th grade, and I've been playing ever since.
Really? How many people try out for the golf team? Do they cut anybody?
They don't. For a girls team, we haven't cut anybody, but normally we'll have maybe 10 girls. This coming year, we only have 4 girls because we lost a lot of seniors.
So what's harder, playing golf? There was a boy, I interviewed a boy years ago that played basketball and golf. He golfed on the high school team and he played basketball on the high school team. So I asked him what was harder, golf or basketball, and I'm not going to tell you what he said. Now I want to ask you that question. So what's harder? So you're playing in front of all these kids or all these fans playing basketball. You're down at the Palumbo Center playing for the championship, and then you're out there trying to putt to win the match. So what's harder? What's more nerve-wracking?
I'm going to have to say golf just because it's the sport that I chose to be competitive with myself and push myself. And I get really frustrated with myself when I don't have good hits. So I'm going to have to say golf.
So Harper, that's exactly what, and his name was Brandon Babe. Brandon Babe played for Mount Lebanon boys varsity basketball team, and they won a championship or whatever. And he was on our show years ago. And I asked him the same question. He said the same thing as you did. He said golf was more nerve-wracking. So it's interesting that you say the same thing. So now, Mariah, you write for the newspaper.
Yes.
So what do you write? What kind of articles do you write?
During the season, I mostly wrote about girls basketball because no one else would write about girls basketball, so I had to keep people updated.
Well, I would hope so. I mean,
Yeah.
geez, you're only one the whole thing, you
I
know.
know.
So what did you write? Did you write like the inside scoop on Bethel Park girls basketball?
In the beginning, I interviewed Harper and Megan Marisek about the season and what they thought was going to happen. And throughout the season, after our games or before games, like a preview to the game, I would just like write about the other team, us, our stats, and stuff like that.
So when you were writing about, like, say, a team like Mount Lebanon, what would you write about them?
Probably about our past history with them, like if we beat them, if we lost, about some of their good players that they've had, how they're doing, like their recent loss or win in the previous like week. So just.
So when you guys beat Mount Lebanon at the, what do you call the gym, by the way? Do we have a name for it?
Sometimes the Hawk's Nest.
Is that like the winning name so far, or should we? They should
think,
have a
yeah.
contest, like name the gym, you know. But so when you guys beat them there that night, I was there, by the way. It seemed like a lot of people were very happy.
Yeah.
And can you explain that? Can you explain why?
We hate them. I'm just kidding.
No, I want you. This is unfiltered. You hate Mount Lebanon because we hate. No, but I mean, Harper, it's okay, really, because like it's hard to love your opponent, right? Because
Very hard.
But you don't like Mount Lebanon, and tell us why.
I play with a lot of their girls, and they're all really good, nice people. It's just like in the season, we all are at an understanding where we just don't like each other.
Yeah.
It's
Just been
just-
head-to-head at it for so many years. Bethel Park, Lebo, Bethel Park, Lebo.
It's been an unbelievable rivalry.
Yeah.
It really has
a long
been,
time.
and you guys have. Like, some of the games have been phenomenal, really close games. And over the years, even when they won state championships, your teams played them in single digits. I mean, it was great games, and Bethel was so good those years, and not everybody realized that. But so, when you beat them at Bethel Park, it just seemed like everybody was extraordinarily happy. So can you explain that from your perspective, Mariah, how you were feeling?
Well, I felt pretty awesome because I remember back in 8th grade, Metro, and 3rd grade, we would beat Lebo all the time. And I got to high school and it was a completely different ballgame. Like, Lebo was the team to beat. And when we beat them by like 6 points, I think it was just a great feeling, like we finally accomplished it.
That was exactly how many points it was. 6 points.
was
I
six-
remember that
I'll
game.
never forget.
You guys really finished strong that night, and it was it was the first time everyone was in that gym from Mount Lebanon standpoint, and it was such a beautiful gym. Oh my gosh, you guys have a wonderful place to play, but it was great. So Katie, you also you're saying you have no rhythm?
Yeah.
So what's up with that?
Well, I try to dance and they all make fun of me because it doesn't work out well.
It doesn't work out. So when you try to, are there pre-games? Do you guys do like dance things and pre-games?
yes.
Dude,
Oh,
see, this
my
is what we
goodness.
need to find out.
Oh, man.
We
every
need to
game.
find out behind the scenes Bethel Park girls basketball. So what's going on in the locker room before the game? Are you dancing?
Of course.
So you're and they're making fun of you.
Sometimes.
I mean, how does that feel?
Just go with it. Just keep dancing.
Yeah, you know what? That's good. I think that's a great thing that you can do that. Harper, so what's going on behind the scenes before a game? What's happening?
Well, I'm the music coordinator, so
Are
I'll walk
you?
in, I'll plug in my iPod, I'll pick the first song. We always have the same song. And then everyone will just start dancing until Coach comes in and makes us turn it off.
What song is it?
It's A Ladies.
A Ladies.
That's what it's
By
called.
who?
Who's it by?
Travis Porter.
Travis Porter.
It has a good beat and just gets us like hype.
So that's your pre-game. Mm-hmm. So who leads it, Mariah? Who's leading the dance-a-thon?
Me.
So you got it going on.
Yeah, because everybody's just sitting there. I'm just like, come on, let's go dance. Like, let's get going.
So do you have rhythm?
Yes.
Harper, do you have rhythm?
Yeah,
Yes.
but not as good as her.
Okay,
So
but she
Mariah's
has
got the
rhythm.
rhythm.
She
And
has
you know, we were talking beforehand, before we started this segment, about how Ellen DeGeneres has this dance. Everybody dances and on their show, and I wanted to do that, but see, we don't have as big of a studio to do that. And I don't know, no one has danced ever on my show. So Mariah, if you want to, when we fade out of this segment, it's yours if you want to do that, which would be a first. So now, Katie, you like the law. Talk about that.
Well, I first got interested in it like watching just criminal shows like Law and Order, Criminal Minds, and then like they offer that Law and U class in high school. Yeah, it just interests me. I don't know why.
Yeah, you know, my daughter lives in New York City, and she called me one day a couple weeks ago and said, "Dad, they're doing Law and Order right outside
Oh
my
my
street,
gosh.
on my
Oh,
street."
I would
Would
pass out.
Would
That
that
is my
be-
favorite
Yes.
show.
Would that be cool?
I
Yeah.
would pass out.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell her that the Bethel girls hoopers like that. You know, you guys like that. That's neat. So you're you're thinking about going into law?
Yeah.
Are you? Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Now, Harper, what do you want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a pediatrician.
A pediatrician.
Yes.
Wow. So tell me where that all comes from.
My mom's a nurse, and a couple years ago, I got to go to Take Your Kid to Work Day, and we walked around, and the pediatric wing, I was interested in it. And I've been to the hospital a lot because I always get hurt. And it's just something that I've always been interested in. I just like naturally am drawn to it. So it's something I really want to pursue.
That is awesome, but you got to kind of study, huh?
Yes.
A little bit.
A lot.
Little bit. Well, that's wonderful. I was down at the New Children's Hospital not long ago, and I just soaked it in, just looking at everything and just seeing how well they're taking care of the kids. It's really pretty neat. What a great job that would be if you could get there, and you certainly can get there. I mean, don't let anybody tell you you can't. You just work hard and you're there. That's all it is. Now, Mariah, how about you? What are you thinking you want to be when you grow up?
Well, I'm going to school to study forensic psychology, and I want to be actually one of the people that's on Law and Order, and he examines the mentally ill people and finds out what's going on in their head and like what they're doing to these people and stuff like that.
So that's really interesting. So now I see why you thought it was cool that they were doing this outside my daughter's apartment. But so what's your thoughts about the Boston bombings?
Terrible. Just, well, I don't even know what to say about it. I can't even believe it happened.
Yeah, it was really awful. And,
Yeah.
you know, best wishes go out to the families that got killed and injured. But we're glad they got the bad guys, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we really are. So, Katie, what's the favorite part of you playing on the high school girls basketball team? What's the funnest part?
The experience, like bonding with everybody and just creating that friendship.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And what's the toughest part?
Puketober.
What? Say what?
Puketober.
Puketober.
Yes.
And
It exists.
Explain that to us.
Well, throughout like September, October, we condition for the season. And that's rough. Suicides.
To the point of
suicides.
puking.
Yes.
Yeah. So Puketober.
So that's, oh my, I didn't know that. You guys are in such good shape. Maybe that's why, huh?
That is why.
Yeah. So Harper, talk a little bit about but I understand there's one coach on your team that really dresses cool. and do the girls think that or no?
Well, I'm confused who you're talking about because we got Coach K, BK, and KK. And KK dresses great.
Who's the one that dresses with the big high heels?
KK.
Coach KK.
So is she like more
Fashion.
hip?
She
like
is.
The way
She's
she
very
dresses?
Yes. We're all really jealous of her style.
Oh, are you?
It's amazing.
You know, I was talking to your coach, John, and we were talking about fashion. So when you watch this interview, it's kind of a funny interview. But it wasn't not a lot about basketball, but some fashion and some other things. But, you know, speaking of Coach John, Mariah, and she can't make you run anymore because you're a senior, right? So now you can give us the real scoop. Like, what's it like playing for Coach Joanna Burke?
It's great. It's like a friendship that I have between her. She's my coach, my friend. I can talk to her about things. And I was like the leader of the team, so we had a really close bond. It was really great.
boy, how good is it to be able to have that close of a relationship with a coach that really is in a very strong figure in your life and you're doing something that you really enjoy. So I know you had a really great end of this, like second half in the WPL championship. So what was going on? I mean, what charged you to really bring that championship home, Mariah?
I think I wanted it for me and my teammates because we've never done this in a long time. And back in summer, I was just thinking about this. Everyone went into the meeting with our coach and told her that we wanted to win a WPL championship. So we were there, so why not?
Katie, what was it like down at the Palumbo Center? Was it kind of neat?
Yeah, it was crazy, the atmosphere.
Was it?
Everybody out there to support us.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Harper, how about from your standpoint? Was it nerve-wracking to be playing in a big gymnasium like that with all the people?
I felt like it should have been nerve-wracking, but it was more exciting. And it was definitely better being able to experience it with my team. It took a lot of it away.
Why do you think your team did so well this year?
I have never been so close with a group of girls in my life. We're so close off the court that we just had a chemistry this year. And I would put all of that, like winning and all of it, on that. It just made us get along.
So you had great chemistry.
We did.
So teams with great chemistry sometimes win championships, and that's what you guys did. You guys made history for Bethel Park High School. And have you guys been getting any accolades since then, Mariah?
Yes, I think we've had 3. We've been to the courthouse and some local places, and we've gotten recognized, so it was really nice.
And now you're on TV.
Yeah, now we're on TV.
Oh my gosh! You're not going to be able to go to South Hills Village. People are going to mob you. What's the favorite store in South Hills Village for you guys?
Wet Seal.
Wet Seal.
Gloria Jeans, because I just love coffee.
Yeah.
Paxson.
Okay. And 2 quick more things for you. What's cool these days? Like, is Facebook cool? Is it Pinterest? Is it Skype? Or is this just uncool? I need to tune into cool because certainly I'm not. So I need to know what is. So what's cool, Katie? Or is cool even the word? Is there a better word than cool? Hip? I don't know what the word is, but what is it the way you see it? What would make somebody cool?
I don't know.
Well, that was kind of cool the way you said that, but that's all right.
That's
Harper, you got to come up with a little bit more, Harper.
Everybody has a Twitter and Vine.
Yes,
Vine.
Vine is
What
the
is
new-
Vine?
You get, 5 seconds
6 seconds, 5 seconds.
to shoot a video of little snippets of just funny things that are happening.
So we've graduated from Facebook to Twitter to Vine.
Yep.
So is Facebook completely out?
Facebook's all our parents have it now. That's how I'm looking at it.
How annoying is it?
It's really annoying.
What hurts is I'm a parent. I have it. I think I'm annoying now, but I kind of know I am. But geez, Harper, you just said you just called all the parents in the world annoying, Harper. But that's okay. You can still be a pediatrician. We know that. Mariah, what is cool in your world?
Personally, I think Instagram's kind of cool.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like a picture taking
Oh, is it?
phenomenon.
So that's cool for you.
That's the word.
So where are you going to school?
Mercyhurst
Are you going to
University.
play there?
Yes.
Nice. That's great. Well, listen, I could probably be with you 3 for an hour, but unfortunately we can't do that because we have a few more girls on your team. But I want to wish Katie, Harper, Mariah, I want to congratulate the 3 of you for bringing the first championship to Bethel Park High School. What a great way. They're going to put that banner up. It's always going to be there, and that's your team, and that great chemistry really paid off. I want to congratulate the 3 of you, and I'm going to give you a present. This is for Katie, this is for Harper, and this is Steel City Novelties. It's a Deb Conley who lives in Bethel Park used to own this business, and it's like when you open it up, it kind of lights up and stuff. So maybe you can put that on Vine or whatever you do. But anyway, best wishes to the 3 of you. Thanks for coming by.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Oh, you're welcome.
I thought indoor indoor tanning was safe.
They said their tanning rays were less likely to cause a sunburn.
What you need to know is UV light from indoor tanning
Can cause premature aging.
And even worse, UV light can increase your risk of skin cancer, including melanoma, the deadliest form of skin cancer.
In fact, current estimates are that 1 in 5 Americans develop skin cancer.
And 1 person dies from melanoma about every hour.
I don't want to be one of them.
This message brought to you by the American Academy of Dermatology.
Welcome back. We have 2 additional members of the WPIAL Championship Bethel Park girls basketball team. Next to me, a junior, Sammy Simpson. Sammy, it's great to have you here today.
Thanks for having me.
And next to Sammy is double M, M&M. Do people call you M&M? Megan Marisic. Does anyone ever called you that?
No.
Well, I just did. So maybe it might be your new Vine name. I just learned about Vine. I thought it was like a grapevine, but now it's something new. We're just trying to learn how to be cool with the younger generation. Do you use Vine, Sammy?
I don't. I use Instagram more.
Instagram. How about you, Megan? What's your go-to social media?
Instagram.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And what's the draw for Instagram? What do you like about Instagram, Sammy?
I just like pictures more than words. Like Twitter's all like just words and stuff, and I don't know. I'm more of like a picture person.
You're more of like a visual picture person. How about you, Eminem?
Instagram, because instead of hearing about what everyone's doing, you actually get to see it.
Okay. So where does Facebook lie in the cool or uncool meter of a high school student, Sammy? Where do you put Facebook?
I don't know. It's kind of at the bottom now.
Is it really?
Yeah. Not a lot of. I don't know. Not a lot of people use Facebook anymore.
But they used to. Everyone all used to use it, huh?
Yeah.
So Megan, why do you think that's the case?
I think we go through phases, and I just think the phase is gone, and we're on to a new one.
Well, I agree with that, but you know, your other teammates said something else. I don't know if you heard what they said, but they said that now all the parents are on it, so that's totally deflated the cool factor. Sammy, would you agree with that?
I don't know. My parents have it, so a little bit.
Megan, how about you? Does your parents have it?
No, they don't. I actually don't have one.
You don't have one? So you've just never done it?
I did it, and then I didn't like it, so.
Yeah. What did you not like about it?
I didn't like, just like, people would just be like, oh, okay, I'm taking out the trash, and just like, okay, I didn't really need to know that.
Yeah, well, but isn't that what Twitter is?
Yeah.
Twitter is, but I think Twitter is more of like your mood. So like, if you're like upset about something, like you kind of say it.
So it's a mood versus like what you're doing.
Yeah.
And what you're doing can be boring, but maybe your mood isn't boring, is what you're saying.
Yeah, in a way.
What's your favorite color, Eminem?
My favorite color of M&M?
Yeah.
Brown.
Brown?
Yes.
You know, it's crazy that you said that, because I have a friend who had 3 kids, and when his daughter asked him what your favorite color is, he said brown, and the daughter started to cry, which I thought was hilarious because she just didn't like brown. She's like, Dad, you can't have brown as your favorite color. I don't know, it just made me think of that, but I just didn't expect you to say that. Anyway, Sammy, so you're in the National Honor Society.
Yes.
And how hard is it to get there?
Well, I actually didn't get in last year because my GPA wasn't high enough, but you have to have a 3.86 GPA, which is pretty high. So.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of community service, too.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Is it? And what's the Girl Scout experience that you've had?
It's been really good. We help a lot of people. We do the Special Olympics, which is my favorite, and we do that every year, and that's really fun. And it's not like just like Girl Scout cookies or like stuff like that.
See, that's
like,
what people think.
Yeah.
They think soccer is just kicking a ball, like at a picnic. Well, it's not like that. So Girl Scouts, not just Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, like that's what everyone thinks, though.
But that is like the big thing. When they say Pittsburgh, they think Pittsburgh Steelers. Well, they think Girl Scouts, they think Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah.
So do you think you are unfairly stereotyped?
I think I am.
Really?
Yes.
Well, with that being said, what's your favorite Girl Scout cookie?
Well, it used to be tagalongs, but then I became lactose intolerant, so I can't have chocolate anymore. So.
Oh my gosh.
Rough life.
That is chocolate. That's terrible. But so what is it now? What's your new one? Your new favorite?
I guess the trefoils.
Trefoils.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the tagalong is the chocolate with the peanut butter?
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah,
That's me. I didn't know what that was called. Now, Megan, you volunteer at a women's shelter. Talk about that. How did you get involved with that? What do you do, and do you like it?
Well, my mom is the grant writer there at the women's shelter, so she kind of was just mentioned me one day how they need some help, and I was just like, anything you need me to do, I can do it. So sometimes I go down there and they have people who donate certain materials, and they have like designated areas, so I'm the one who kind of like puts it in the designated area, and like little like things they need I can do.
I see. So do you like it?
Yeah, I do.
What do you like? What do you like about it?
I like giving back, and I mean, with the distributing, I can just put some music on, so it's not very like out of my time. I make it fun, so.
I see. And is it local?
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Now, Sammy, you have some artistic talent, and you can paint nails.
Yes.
So what's up with that?
I don't know. I just really like painting nails. Mine are usually not the greatest, but like
she paints.
I paint Megan's a lot.
So how do you get creative with that? What do you do?
I don't know. I just like drawing like really like crazy designs on them. Like,
but they have to be really small.
Yeah.
She put M&Ms on mine one time.
Did she?
Yes. And since we've been talking about M&Ms, appropriate.
It is appropriate. So when did this start?
Oh, I don't know. I like everything art, so I guess like just like brought it to the nails pretty much.
Do you think you could charge for that?
See, people say in college that if I did like nails and stuff that I could make some money, so I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it's a thought. So this is a time now that you're starting to think about college a little bit. Maybe you're a bit junior. Have you guys starting to look at the SATs and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Megan, with that being said, what's that feel like? I mean, high school seemed like it just started not long ago. Now you're talking about college. So what's your thoughts looking forward, Megan?
Well, junior year was a little. It's rough because you have SAT to worry about and stuff. But I mean, the end result's going to be good. I mean, I'm excited for college, but I still have one more year, which is kind of nice too. But just excited to change it up a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Sammy, what was it like winning the WPL championship at the Palumbo?
It was crazy.
Was it?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Describe your experience.
Well, when we got there, just like how big it was and so many people. Like, it was pretty nervous, but it was really exciting too. Like when we like started playing and stuff, like you don't really notice it when you're playing. You kind of drowned it all out. And once like there were only a couple seconds left on that timer and we knew that we had it, it was just crazy.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how about you, Megan? I mean, I know you're counted on to be kind of a scorer for this team. That's one of the roles that you've played, and being their top scorer, I think. And so being that, walking into the Palumbo Center, what was it like for you looking at that big place, and did you have some nerves?
I wasn't very nervous. I was more excited. It was just like, it's kind of surreal in a way. You're just like there and you're like, oh, we got here. Like, it's time to finish what we started.
Yeah, yeah. Was it hard to shoot there with those hoops in the middle of nowhere? You have, although your new gym is sort of like that, but how different was it shooting there at all?
I mean, I think it takes you like 3 or 4 shots and then you're like, okay, it's kind of still the same thing. You may have to adjust like mentally with it, but it's still pretty good.
What kind of coach is your coach? I mean, what's it like playing for Coach Joanna Burke?
Everyone loves her. We love her. She's a friend to us.
Yeah.
Like, she's not just our coach. Like, we can just go to her and talk to her about whatever, like anything that we need.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you feel, Megan?
Yeah, she's an awesome coach. Anything, we just say the word and she'll be there if we need her. Or we need help, she'll help, and she's a fantastic coach.
Well, but how do you become someone's friend and then have to get on you because you're not playing defense? You know, how does that work? Can you guys handle that, or does she not really get on you for that?
No, she does. I mean, she does, but
it's kind of like your mom. Like when your mom needs you to clean your room, and like she's like, okay, you need to clean your room, you got to clean your room, and keeps telling you, like, you're like, oh, okay, like, and then finally you do it, and then like everyone's happy now. But like, but it's kind of like the same thing. Like you're best friends with your mom, but your mom has to, you know, steer you in the right direction.
So it's like cleaning your room, playing defense.
Apparently. I don't know.
I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. I've never put that together. Playing defense is like cleaning your room. Only from an M&M. And this is a female M&M, not that 8 Mile M&M. But, geez, that's really interesting, Megan, to hear. And I think it's wonderful that you feel that way about your coach. You know, I didn't feel that way about my coach when I played high school basketball. But I think that's wonderful. But anyway, we are just out of time here for this segment. I want to congratulate you both. I know you both played very big roles in this championship season, and I got to see some of your games, and I know you two were a big part of the championship. So I want to congratulate you both. Wish you the best of luck in your senior year, because then you're going to be at the top of the food chain at Bethel Park High School. And I'm going to give you a little gift, and this is from Steel City Novelties. Deb Comley, who ran that business, she had some of these, and these are Bethel Park pins that kind of light up and so forth. But I wanted to give that to you because you guys won the championship, and thanks for coming in and joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Welcome back. We have two final members, our guests today of the WPIAL championship winning Bethel Park girls varsity basketball team. Next to me is a junior, Liz Neal. Liz, it's nice to have you here.
Nice to be here.
And a freshman, Shannon Conley. We don't have a lot of freshmen here, Shannon. It's nice to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. So, Liz, what was it like playing on this team this year? What was it like for you? What was your experience?
There were a lot of friendships. Like, everyone was friends. There were no fighting. It was like a family. Yeah? Honestly, yeah.
So it was good chemistry, you would say, which always helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And Shannon, how about you? You going from playing in 8th grade to now you go to as a freshman in high school. Now you're playing against girls 4 years older than you. What was that like for you?
It was a little scary at first, but I adjusted and then I got used to it.
So how long did it take you to adjust? I mean, how many games did you start to feel comfortable with going in and playing these older girls?
It took me 1 or 2 games.
Really? Is that all?
Yeah.
And do you think that's because you play maybe at a higher level in the off season? Do you think that helps?
Yeah, we played Summer League. We'd be playing Seton and all these other teams. So.
Yeah, who was fantastic this year. Yeah, so that would have been right then and there. You'll see what you got to deal with. So Liz, do you also play AAU?
Yeah.
Do you? So you've played all the way up through and everything. And how did you like the new gym? What was your thoughts of the new gym, going from that little bandbox you guys used to play in to this beautiful college gym? What was that like for you?
I don't know. I thought the gym itself is gorgeous. It is just amazing. I see people coming in from other teams and just being stunned because it is so amazing. Because the scoreboard is hanging from the ceiling.
I know.
It is.
You just don't see that.
Yeah, you don't see that in any high school gym.
No. So, but what was it like to play there? There had to be a transition because you're playing in that little bandbox, and now you got this college gym.
Yeah.
So what was that like?
It was distracting because there's a track above it, and people can come in and like run, and we were always looking up and at them, and at the old gym it was closed.
Yeah. So did that really annoy your coach?
Yeah.
That you were distracted?
Yeah.
Did she let you know that?
Yes.
I could imagine. I could only imagine. Shannon, you know, you're coming from junior high, you go into the high school, now you're at the bottom of the food chain, but then on the, as far as like everybody there, now you get onto this really good basketball team. So what was what's been the transition for you going from junior high? We'll just talk from the school angle first, the junior high to the high school. What's it been like for you?
It's like a lot faster. Like everyone plays like so much faster. Like up the court, like transition, it's like crazy fast.
Yeah, so the game got faster.
Yeah.
How about school?
School kind of stayed the same, I guess.
Did it?
Yeah.
Did it? Okay. But with this new high school, I guess that was different, huh? Going into that big place, huh?
Yeah, it was so nice. Like I love our school. It's great.
Do you now, Liz? You've gone from that campus setting with all the different buildings to this. What's that been like for you?
I liked how when it rains, we can be inside. We don't have to go outside to the courtyard. But at the same time, I miss the campus and like the spring because of like you can go outside and enjoy the day and for like 5 minutes and then go to class.
Yeah, I understand. So Shannon, who was the toughest teams that you played against this year? Who gave you personally the toughest time?
Probably Mount Lebanon, because they're like our rivals. So like every time we'd play them, we'd all have to get like really excited and really pumped to play them.
Yeah. And was it nerve-wracking to deal with them with all the history that they have coming up as a freshman?
Yeah, definitely like a little bit at first, and then like you get used to it, and then it's like every time you play Lebo, you have to like mentally prepare yourself.
Yeah, but you're saying it was nerve-wracking for you the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. I totally understand that. Now, Liz, future plans. What are you thinking about being when you grow up?
I want to be a nurse, but I want to move to North Carolina to be a nurse because I don't like the seasonal change. I want it to stay warm.
Have you been down there much? Do you know people there? Is that why you say North Carolina?
My aunt lives in Florida, but we go through because we drive on vacation because we like going through the states and like seeing everything.
What makes you want to be a nurse?
My aunt's a nurse, and I'm always like fascinated by everything they do, and I'm not really grossed out by like blood and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Perfect.
I think it'd be it's an easier job for me.
Do you think you have a heart for it, meaning you just want to take care of people?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just think that's so wonderful when people have that kind of heart because it is not an easy job.
Yeah.
But I think it could be very gratifying, I would think. Is that what you think?
Yeah, next year I'm pretty sure I'm going to be going to like a hospital and shadowing nurses.
That's great.
To see what they do.
Yeah, that's great. Now, Shannon, you know, I saw your couple of games this year that you guys played and that you played in particular, and I thought as a freshman how hard it would be to go play against some of the teams in this section. You mentioned Mount Lebanon, but also Char Valley and Upper St. Clair, Baldwin. I mean, these are good teams.
Yeah.
And so you're saying that the game was a lot faster. Do you feel like by the end of the year you feel comfortable now?
Yeah, definitely.
You do?
Yeah.
And I you know, you talk about what do you want to do with your future?
I want to be a physical therapist.
Oh, wow. And what makes you say that?
Well, I hurt my ankle like a lot, like I roll my ankles a lot. So I go to like a physical therapist, and she like helps me like train and get therapy.
Really?
Yeah.
And near your home?
I go to one in Peters.
And do you go to the same one all the time? Do you have the same person working on you all the time for the most part, or it's different?
Yeah, sometimes
different. But that's when you found out that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Do you want to play college and basketball in college?
Mm-hmm.
I think you can, for sure. I mean, if you're going to play at the freshman level against this, I mean, you have to keep getting better, but that's something that you want to do?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Well, that's great. Now, what was the best part of this year for you, Liz?
Well, obviously it's winning the Whippeal, But I think second to that would be beating Lebo. That was amazing. It's like the intensity in the locker room before the game and after the game was just crazy. Yeah. We were probably screaming for 10 minutes.
You mean after the game?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's wonderful because I know it's such a big rivalry, and you guys have played such unbelievably great games over the years, and I understand. I totally understand what you're saying. And how about you, Shannon? What was the favorite part of the year for you?
Well, definitely like winning Whitfields because it's never done it before.
Yeah, right. That's right. Never done it before, and you walk in as a freshman, and you're on the team to win, make history. I mean, that's pretty special. Yeah. Do you think it's sunk in what you did and what you did on this team?
Well, at first, like, it didn't at all. And then, like, we were still saying, like, I can't believe we just won Whitfields, like, days after. Like, we were, but now it has, yeah.
That's great. That's great. So, you know, I thank you both for coming, and I wish you both, you're going to be playing next year, you'll be playing for the next 3 years. And I wish you both best of luck. I'll probably be seeing you at some of your games in the future. And I just want to congratulate you on being part of like a historical making WPL championship team and the first time in Bethel Park history. It must have been so exciting to be down to Palumbo and do that. So I want to thank you both for coming. And I have a little present. And this is from Steel City Novelties. It's Deb Comley. She's a Bethel Park resident, and she has these little Bethel Park pins. And I've never given a present away in 18 years of doing this show, but today I had a sponsor do that, and I wanted to give it to you because you guys made history, and I think that's a pretty special thing. So thank you both, and best wishes to you in your future.
Thank you for having us.
And I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed our time with the Bethel Park girls and the history that they made. The first WPL championship in school history. Very, very exciting for the orange and black of the Bethel girls. Please be nice to people. Be an organ donor. Give the gift that keeps on giving. I'm your host, Lee Adams. Thanks for watching.